Wanted to ask you about ghosting because ghosting happens to all of us, I guess. Ghosting is an important theme in Suture, and it seems to me that ghosting is a relatively new concept in the world, or a new word in the vocabulary, and a practice that's only become popularized in the last few years. Not to say that people haven't been ghosting one another for a long time, but except for a few examples, ghosting hasn't been substantially treated in literature. And in some ways, ghosting is in defiance of narrative conventions like climax and conclusion and closure and catharsis.
In some ways it might be who's doing the ghosting, right? like the person that's doing the ghosting might feel very liberated. The person who is ghosted, who is sort of left in the wake, wondering what happened, and perhaps is feeling really hurt. But I think that for me, maybe the idea of ghosting was really, I mean, throughout the book, I love to play with pop culture and with film and music, and to think about what those teach us about the world. And I think that's true also of like the pop culture vernacular, slang. And so I was thinking about ghosting in specifically in relationship to a sense of being haunted or haunting, right? And so in particular, like one way you can think about that is the literal ghost who haunts, and then there's the sort of metaphorical feeling haunted by a ghost. And when I was grappling with that, I thought, well, like some of my ghosts are still alive, right? Because we often associate the ghosts with the dead, and so I thought, whoa, like actually, when we talk about ghosting, we're talking about living people who have left us, right? And so but who still, usually if you're the one ghosted, you're kind of haunted by that, right? And the haunting can take so many shapes, right? Like, what did I do that this person just suddenly stopped talking to me? Or just like, where is that person? What are they up to? Are they still alive? All these things you might wonder about somebody who has just disappeared from your life. And so there's a line in the book where I say there are many ways to haunt and be haunted. And that's where I really wanted to tease out the sense of ghosting, and is really in relationship to the sense of feeling haunted, both by the living and the dead, right? And to think about that as a kind of present absence, right? That again, it kind of hangs and sort of refuses to resolve. And so again, refuses those conventions and leaves us always kind of wanting, right? Lingering and longing. I write about it also as a protective measure, which is perhaps from the other side when you're not in the position of power. And sometimes all you can do is just disappear yourself, right? So, that was something I wrote about specifically in relationship to my father. But the thing I think that, sticks for me, especially, well, at least personally, right? Like, I still hold on to a guilt, right? And I'm always coming back to like a should I reach out sort of thing. And I don't know, right, if that's true for other people who do the ghosting. I kind of imagine them sort of just going on with their happy lives and never looking back and never thinking again about the person they've left behind, right? And that might be about a power difference, right, in terms of who's entitled to that refusal, and who sort of has to grab onto that refusal despite not feeling entitled to it.